All right, we're diving into a situation that's really heating up, a story that's got a bit of everything. E. coli, quarter pounders, and the stock market doing a bit of a tumble.
It's a public health situation, yeah, but it's also a reminder that the market really, really hates uncertainty.
And that's what makes this so interesting, right? It's not just, oh, some bad burgers. This is a 10% drop in after-hours trading, and that's before most people even have their morning coffee. It's like investors hitting that sell button before they even finish reading the headline.
So let's get into it then, huh? What's the deal with this E. coli thing, and how worried should McDonald's be?
Well, as of today, October 22nd, the CDC is calling this a fast-moving investigation, which, let's be honest, is never what you want to hear when it comes to your food. We're talking at least 49 illnesses, 10 hospitalizations, and sadly, 1 death across 10 states. And that's mostly Colorado and Nebraska.
And this is, if I'm remembering right, this is likely just the start. Exactly. The CDC is saying the actual number of people affected is probably way higher. It's just, with these things, it takes time. People might not realize they're sick until days later, and then figuring out it was the burger they ate, that takes even longer.
It's like a detective story, but with, way higher stakes than just finding a missing necklace. So what are our food detectives saying is the cause?
Early evidence points to the slivered onions, those thin strips on the quarter pounder. Seems like a single supplier had a bad batch, and it went out to 3 different distribution centers. So wider impact right off the bat.
So 1 bad batch of onions, potentially a whole lot of sick people, supply chain nightmare. And this isn't even the first time McDonald's has dealt with, food safety, right? Wasn't there something with chicken and McNuggets last year?
You're right. There was that outbreak in Alabama in 2022 linked to the McNuggets. So that's the question, isn't it? Is this a pattern with McDonald's or just a string of really bad luck? How they respond now, that's going to be huge, both for the people eating the food and the people investing in the company.
Because no one wants to see their go-to burger spot in the news next to the words E. coli, right?
Funny.
McDonald's has been quick so far, haven't they?
Oh, definitely. They've pulled the quarter pounder in multiple states already, working with suppliers to get fresh ingredients. Logistically, that's a huge deal to pull off that fast.
Makes you think how big that operation really is, right? We're talking about McDonald's. They're everywhere.
Exactly. It highlights just how complex our food system is, One ingredient, those onions in this case, and the impact ripples across states, people's health, a company's profits, goes back to that uncertainty the market hates so much.
And this isn't just about, yanking burgers off the menu, right?
Yeah.
This is going to hit their wallets, too.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Short term, McDonald's is looking at a whole bunch of financial ouchies. You've got lawsuits potentially, people who got really sick. Then the cost of closing those restaurants, even temporarily, plus no one's buying quarter pounders right now in those areas, it adds up fast. And then, picture this, Burger King swoops in with some safe burger campaign.
Oh, man, the shade. Investors got to be sweating that possibility.
Yep.
But bigger picture, long term, how much can this really hurt a giant like McDonald's?
That's the million-dollar question, right? This one incident, probably not going to leave a scar. They're huge. They've dealt with stuff before. But it's whether this becomes the story about McDonald's, That's what makes people nervous.
So it's not the E. coli itself, but what it says about how they're doing things over there.
Exactly. If it's just one outbreak, okay, bad luck. But if it's contamination this year, then something else next year. That's how you lose people's trust, and that's hard to earn back.
Like that saying, trust takes years to build, seconds to break. But getting it back feels impossible sometimes.
Totally. And that's where McDonald's being open about all this is huge. They got to show they're figuring out what went wrong, how to stop it from happening again. Otherwise...
It looks like they're hiding something, and nobody wants that from the place making their food.
Exactly. And not just saying they care about safety, but actually doing stuff.
So what kind of doing stuff should we be watching for? What says, okay, McDonald's is serious about fixing this?
Keep an eye out for any changes they announce, like to their suppliers, or even how they make the food in the kitchens. Maybe more inspection, stricter rules, or even new tech to track where everything's coming from.
Yeah, it's almost like they got to prove they care now, not just say it. Because even if this outbreak is done tomorrow, that headline, E. coli, McDonald's, that sticks in people's minds.
Totally. And that lasting image, it can be worse than the money they're losing right now. Remember that feeling after a bad breakup? It takes a while to trust again. Even if McDonald's does everything right, some people, they're still going to think twice before that next quarter pounder.
Oof, yeah. Dating yourself and a stock market, rough combo.
Yeah.
But seriously, this whole thing, it's a reminder. Strong food safety, holding these big companies accountable, that's important.
Couldn't agree more. This isn't like Wall Street gossip. This is about people getting sick. It's about how our food gets to us, and knowing what's going on is huge EE. The CDC investigating, telling us what's up, we need that.
Knowledge is power,
Yeah.
right? But it also makes you think that this can happen even at a place as big as McDonald's. What's that say about the whole system?
Kind of scary, isn't it? Means even the fancy supply chains, they've got weak points. Bad onions, and suddenly, people are sick, stocks are tanking, nobody knows what's next.
A lot to chew on there, so to speak. So for our listener, what are the key things to watch as this story keeps going?
McDonald's, how they're talking about all this. Are they being straight with us, telling us what they're changing? And those financial reports, those will be telling how much did this actually cost them?
And beyond just McDonald's. Good reminder for all of us, where's our food coming from? Are we cool with that? Because at the end of the day, it's our health on the line.
Absolutely. We started with a burger, ended up talking about the entire food industry. Always interesting where these things lead.
Food for thought, literally.
Thanks for diving into this with us today.
My pleasure. Always enjoy a good deep dive, even when it starts with something as simple as a quarter pounder, right?